Today we're going to dive into one of those fundamental concepts that tend to make people a little nervous, IP subnetting. But don't worry, we're going to try and break it down in a way that it does not make it easy, but actually easy to remember. Now we're not going to do math in our heads today because there are tools to help you with that, and I'll share my top 3 favorite with you at the end of this video. Now let's jump right in using the why, how, and what of the subnetting. So why do we need IP subnetting? Let's start with the why. Why do we need even subnetting in the first place? Imagine you're at a huge party, like the biggest party ever, and everyone is trying to talk to each other at the same time. Now it's chaotic, right? You can't hear who's saying what. You keep getting messages that are meant for someone else. This is basically what happens in a big network without subnetting. Subnetting exists to bring order to this chaos. It breaks down one giant network into small manageable pieces so the devices can find each other without all the noise. It's like organizing a party into different rooms, where there are certain conversations that can happen in each room. Subnetting reduces the network congestion, improves security, and makes communication between devices faster and much more efficient. So how does IP subnetting work? Now let's move on to the how. How does subnetting actually work? Think of IP address as a mailing address of your house. The whole address tells you the postal service where to deliver your mail. But it can be broken down into parts like your street name, house number, and postal code. Now with subnetting, you're doing something similar. Take an IP address which looks like this, 192.168.1.0, and split into 2 parts, the network portion and the host portion. The network part tells us which neighborhood the devices are in, while the host part tells us house to deliver within that neighborhood. To create these smaller neighborhoods, or subnets, we use something called as subnet mask. A subnet mask looks like this. 255.255.255.0 helps us to draw a clear boundary between the network part and the address part and the host part. It's like drawing a map of different rooms at our party so everyone knows where exactly they need to go. What do we do to subnet network? All right. Now we know why and the how. Let's talk about what. What do you actually do to create these subnets? Identify your network needs. First, ask yourself how many subnets you need and how many devices or hosted are you expecting in each subnet. This is like planning how many rooms you'll need at a party and how many people can fit into each room. Use a subnet calculator. Here is the fun part. You don't need to do all this math in your head. There are fantastic tools out there to help you out. Now my top 3 subnet tools are Subnet Ninja. This one is super friendly, great for beginners. SolarWinds Subnet Calculator. If you're more advanced feature, this is your go-to tool. Cidr.xyz, a great balance between simplicity and advanced capabilities. Pick the one you feel right for you and let it do the heavy lifting. Now determine your subnet mask. The calculator will help you figure out the correct subnet mask to use based on how many subnets and hosts you need. Now this mask is that will carve out your network into those smaller, more organized rooms. Assign IP ranges. Now assign your IP range to each subnet. It's like putting signs on the doors of each room so people know exactly where to go. Test the setup. Once you've configured your subnets, it's always a good idea to test them to make sure everything is working as expected. Let's get into a demo. Let's see all those 3 tools I just spoke about in action.
Demo time. Let's see these tools in action. Now we covered the theory. Now let's get hands-on, and I'm going to walk you through each of one of these tools to see how they work and how they can make your subnetting journey like a breeze. So let's dive in. Video. The first one that I mentioned is the Subnet Ninja. Now pretty much you can put any IP address that you like. Now let's start with some of the common ones. 192.168, I'll say 1.0. Subnet mask, we all can do the 255.255.255.0, but instead I'll do a 128 just to see what difference we get. And right away it gives me, this is my network address, that's the broadcast, that's the subnet mask, and it's a /25. So it gives me everything that I need. Also, if you look at this website, it also gives you on how to subnet, gives you a little cheat sheet, has an IP space, what exactly each IP addresses are for. Now, moving on, if I look at my tool 2, which is going to be the SolarWinds IP Subnetting. Now this is a little advanced, I would say, gives you a little extra control on your subnetting, and it's more visual, as you see. Same example, instead of doing /24, let's do a /25 here that I did. So it automatically said that, okay, that's going to be a 255.255.128. In this case, I have addresses per subnet. So it starts to giving me options now. And it's also telling me what are the subnets that I can have. In this case, it's breaking those down for the start address, the end address, the network address, and the broadcast address. So all the information that comes in. And then obviously it has a few more options if you like to explore. Now the tool 3, which is a mix of, I would say, simplicity and advanced feature, is this one right here, which is Cidr.xyz. I can use the same example that we have been using, 192, 168, 1.0, and slash will do 25. If you notice, what it does is all the colors that you see is your network piece, and what is gray is your host. So this is the neighborhood, as I was trying to explain. This is the actual house number. It was given the same thing, given you net mask, given you the CIDR IP base, the broadcast, the count, how many hosts do you have, the first usable IP, the last usable IP, and it gives you all that option.
Now, subnetting might seem complicated at first, but once you understand the why behind it and use the right tools, it becomes a piece of cake. It's all about making sure that the communication in your network is smooth and organized, just like making sure everyone at the party can talk to each other without getting lost or mixed up. Remember, you don't have to do it manually. Use those subnet calculators to take the guesswork out of the equation. Check out the description for my top 3 tools, recommendations, and find the one that suits you best. Let me know in your comments, how are you using subnetting in your projects these days? Until next time, keep learning, keep networking. Bye for now.